Hey everybody, it's Dan with Pain Free You. As you can tell, I'm shooting indoors today. We have wind out there, 15 to 20 mile per hour gusts, and when you're trying to hold a camera with a microphone on it, the microphone just picks up all that wind, and I really don't want you guys to have to suffer through that. So, we're indoors today. Today's topic is going to be that two things can be true at once, and I'll get into that in a minute. But as we've gotten in the habit of doing, we're going to take a couple of breaths, kind of soothe our nervous system, force our body to relax, let the stress out of our body. And at whatever pace is natural for you, just breathe in a little bit, breathe in the peace, exhale the stress. Breathe in the confidence, exhale the fear, and keep on breathing a little bit as I go through this presentation here. So, two things can be true at once, and what I mean by that is I want to talk a little bit about emotions. And just had a coaching call with somebody yesterday, and he feels like he's dug up all of the old stuff in his journaling. And feels like I'm done doing the emotional discovery. There's nothing left for me to deal with. And so I will tell you that even if you've done all of your digging, excavating, and going through your past life and really toiling and troubling over all of the past traumas, you feel like you've uncovered all that stuff. What about your daily stuff? What about your right now emotions? So it's really important for you to continue at least giving yourself permission to feel your emotions on a daily basis. It doesn't have to take you 2 hours to do this. It could just be you're walking through somewhere and you're feeling annoyed or aggravated or angry or sad. Just spend a couple of minutes, 2 minutes, just, I'm really feeling sad. Right? Because there's something called a 90-second rule that for the most part, if you truly allow yourself to kind of settle in and feel these emotions, about 90 seconds in, you will start to realize these emotions are going to start to settle back down and ease up a little bit. So, for those people who say, well, I'm in the middle of my workday, or I'm in the middle of this, or my kids are around, I don't have time for that. 90 seconds. Excuse yourself, use the restroom, just get yourself centered, a couple of breaths, just feel whatever you're feeling. If you're feeling pissed off, feel pissed off. If you're feeling sad, do that. If you're in a rage, clench your fist and, tighten your jaw. Feel it, right? So what does that have to do with, two things can be true at once? Well, we oftentimes struggle feeling the emotions towards those people we care the most about. Family members, kids, parents, husband, wife, brothers, sisters, best friends, right? I can't tell you how many times I've heard people say, oh, my husband's an asshole, or my best friend, she's my best friend, but dear Lord, she drives me crazy, right? Or my kids just drive me nuts, particularly now if you happen to be in the homeschooling environment where you're now responsible for making sure your kids are doing their online work and you're even, helping them study. So we love these people. They mean the most out of everybody to us. But at the same time, living in close proximity to anybody can be infuriating. A phone call not returned. A sideways glance that just screams disapproval, right? Doesn't matter what it is, but we can rub each other the wrong way. We're all human after all. So when I say two things can be true at once, you can love these people, but you can also feel anger and rage towards them. You can feel sad that they are not treating us the way we feel we deserve to be treated. We don't feel it's there's any reciprocity, like you're loving and kind and giving and you're not getting it back and they're taking advantage of you. But I love them so I shouldn't feel that way, right? And so this, to me, is a big area of conflict. It's a term I've used in a video a couple of months back. But because I've seen this come up several times recently, really important that you give yourself permission to feel whatever emotions you're feeling, even if it's towards people you love and care about. It doesn't mean you love them any less. It just means that I love them, but I want to kill them, right? And you know what I'm talking about, because everybody's got people around them, or have had people around them in their life that absolutely drive us crazy. But we should not feel that way because they're family. I'm supposed to love them. I'm supposed to care for them. And it's that conflict. It's the battle between, I love them and I shouldn't feel that way, but I really want to strangle them right now, right? And so you don't have to vent. You don't have to explode at the people around us. You don't have to tell people how pissed off you are. You don't. Because obviously, one of the reasons that we don't exactly allow ourselves to feel these emotions is because we're afraid of the consequences of acknowledging, wow, sometimes I really get in a rage about my spouse or my kids or my parents or my brother or sister or anybody. So here's what I will tell you is you can give yourself the gift of being a normal human being, feeling your emotions in the privacy of your own head, heart, car, home, bathroom, wherever. And it does not take all day to do this, because if it does, you're getting stuck in the story, right? So you can literally get pissed off at a Thanksgiving dinner, get up, go into the bathroom, and really feel it, like, just so angry. Just really feel it. 90 seconds, you'll notice it starts to dissipate. Then you can go back to the Thanksgiving dinner or whatever, gathering you're at, and you'll be in a better place. And at that point, you have allowed yourself to feel the emotion, let it resolve. But that doesn't mean you go back into the house or into the room and now all of a sudden start arguing with the person. Or hopefully you don't sit there and stew over it and get into the rumination over, I can't believe they did this or said that or whatever. Just feel it, let it dissipate, let the story go, and then go back in. And that doesn't say swallow your emotions, repress them, push them away. It truly means embrace them. And then you can have the counterbalance that says, all right, they really freaking piss me off, but I do love them, so I'm going to choose not to go out there and do battle with them, because that does have some consequences. Look, sometimes there is a need for an adult conversation. But inevitably, if you allow yourself to feel these emotions, don't put them in the backpack and carry them around for weeks until they explode, but just literally feel your emotions so you can allow them to leave. Stay out of the story. And look, sometimes we do have to have an adult conversation with some people in our lives. But that will go much better if you allow yourself to feel these emotions. So, two things can be true at once. You can love them and you can hate them, both at the same time. Just because you love them doesn't mean you have to swallow that hatred. Because I will tell you, swallowing these emotions, not giving yourself permission to feel them, those emotions accumulate in our bodies. And then eventually, we end up with symptoms, whether it be gastrointestinal, immune, pains, stiffness, weakness, numbness, burning, tingling, whatever it may be. These accumulated, unresolved emotions tend to, come out in our bodies as pain or other symptoms. So if you don't want that to happen, just become the type of person who says, I'm feeling this way. Let me go honor that. Step into the other room. Take a quick walk. Whatever you got to do. Even if it's the bathroom for 3 minutes. Go sit in there and just give yourself permission. Right? Because a lot of times if you say, all right, I'll do that when I journal tonight. Sometimes the feeling's passed. It's already been swallowed and digested and stored in the body. So soon after you experience a feeling, give yourself permission. If somebody cuts you off on the highway, many of us are really good at the road rage, the explosion of rage. But if you've got something crazy going on at the grocery store in front of you, and somebody's taking forever to find their credit card, and then they can't find it, so I'll write a check, and the cashier doesn't know how to deal with the check. It's infuriating. When you get in your car, I want to punch somebody, right? Give yourself permission to be a normal human being. These emotions are not as scary and dangerous as you believe they are, or as you have been taught they are. And if you want a little bit of help in greasing the skids on being able to feel your emotions, there is a video called How to Reframe Your Emotions. If you go to YouTube, my YouTube channel, Pain for You, search for How to Reframe, and you will find it. It's basically me kind of showing you my screen with a spreadsheet. You don't need a spreadsheet. You can do this in your head. You can do it on paper, but it's basically a way to reframe your emotions so that you can feel them easier. So I hope this makes sense. Yes, two things can be true at once. You can love the people around you, but at the same time, when they piss you off, you can also hate them. And that's just being a normal human being. It doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't mean you're going to hell. It doesn't mean anything other than sometimes the people that love us the most can hurt us the most. And the reason for that is because we also have this feeling that these are the people that are supposed to love me, and yet they're completely disrespecting or pissing me off, and they shouldn't do that, which is why it's doubly infuriating. But then if we hold ourselves to the same standard and saying, I can't feel this way towards them because I love them and I'm not supposed to, they're my family, you see how that can create conflict and tension and cause us to swallow these emotions because we just don't want to admit to ourselves how much we're angry with or pissed off at those people that we're supposed to love. And so those are some strong emotions. I'm encouraging you not to swallow them and carry them around. I'm encouraging you to soon, even if you got to step out of the room to the restroom, give yourself a few minutes, even 90 seconds, to just feel whatever you're feeling. Drop the story on the way out of the bathroom, and then go on with your day. And if you do that consistently, you're not going to accumulate these emotions that tend to build up and build up and build up. And when they get up here, ready to explode out, you can tend to have some symptoms as you try to hold them down. So, love you guys and gals. I'm sorry you don't have birds and squirrels and the outside trees. We're starting to get some buds on the trees. But again, the wind would have been brutal on the microphone and you would not have liked that. So thank you for watching. Let me know what you think. Comment below. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. If you're on Facebook and you have not joined the private Facebook group, search for Pain for You group. Click the join button, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Love you.